So if, for example, you take out a Vinicius Junior from Real Madrid, are they still able to function at the same level?
Who wants to play Barca now? No one.
Exactly.
Because they're going to embarrass you more than beat you.
So last time we played Barca, we won. So
when was last time?
Europa League. In a trophy that no one cares about. In the Makufa Cup of Europe.
This guy.
No one cares about.
No. They're in the Makufa Cup of Europe.
He needs to tell us, when last did you play Champions League? When you talk about beating Barca.
When last did you win it?
Just to
Not win it. That's going too far. Play. When did you last play there? And play knockout.
With the Premier League then, right, we've seen, like I said, Liverpool is flying at the moment. They are 5 points ahead.
Man City is always in the race.
I mean, they look very frustrated.
He's disappointed.
You've given up already. Right winger, Lamine Yamal, Bakayo Saka and Salah.
Yamal.
The Balon d'Or, right? Do you guys feel like Rodri deserved it? And let me go into the statistics for it.
Don't ask the question. Just get the answer.
Sanbonani, Avsheni, Dumelang. You said I must say buenos dias.
Buenos dias, buenas tardes.
Hola.
Buenas noches.
Bonjour. All the greetings. And welcome to First 11 Sports. Now, we've seen a few episodes of this already. We've had a few episodes of this and you guys have enjoyed it. You've had different topics on it. And we're here again with the guys. Now, for today, we've got three faces that you've already seen. So this is their second appearance on the show.
On call.
From episode 1, we have Kev Storm.
Dumela.
Yes, sir. From episode 2, we have Usandile Nkavinde, and Man United, of course. And we've got Uthandile Khodi. And what we're going to try and do for you guys for this episode, just to get into it, we're going to go into European football. In the last episode, we spoke extensively about South African football, the Betway Premiership, Banyana Banyana, the Disc Challenge, South African football holistically. And for this episode, we're going to try and go into now European football, from the Champions League to the top leagues in Europe, the top teams in Europe, the top players in Europe, just to give an overview of the season so far. We're also going to go into the very controversial debate about Balon d'Or and whether or not it was deserved or whether anybody was robbed. We're going to go into that debate. So welcome, guys. Are you ready for the episode?
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay,
let's
cool.
Vamos.
So before we even get into it, in episode 2, we discovered that you're a Chelsea fan, right? Sure. Is there any other European team that you support? Barcelona. Man United and?
I dabble in Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
I dabble, yes.
Okay. The biggest clubs in the world.
And AC Milan.
Okay. And you, sir, are Chelsea?
Madrid, Dortmund, Inter.
Very weird.
Right.
Chelsea and Madrid.
Because before we even get into the episode, I want to talk about that. Like, are you guys comfortable with the fact that people can have more than one European team? Because what happens, for example, if Chelsea is playing Real Madrid, or if Real Madrid is playing Man United, or if Chelsea is playing Barcelona, is there a hierarchy?
Yes. Sure.
Yes.
It happens, like you're saying. Chelsea played Real Madrid, not Real Madrid, Barcelona.
Yeah.
At some point in the Champions League.
Yes.
And I think that's the one that we won. So there's obviously first love, and then there will be a secondary team, because you don't just watch one league. I think for me.
Besides that one, the most controversial one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. So many penalties. Red cards, yellow cards.
Let's not get into that, because I will break your hearts if I go into that conversation. But the reality of it is the referee was just terrible for both teams.
Thank you.
Before VAR.
Sure. Okay, the other thing that I want to touch on before we even get into the episode is, are people allowed to change teams? I'll give you an example. If I started watching football in the season that Leicester City won the Premier League, I might have chosen, this is my team. And then Leicester City the next season is in the Champions League. I'm still happy because my team is in the Champions League. And then a few years later, Leicester City is getting relegated. And Leicester City is now a relegation team. Am I allowed to say...
So, people are allowed to be trophy fans. You just chase the trophy, nothing else. We have core fans that love that football team, that grew up watching
But am I supposed to suffer football? I'm supposed to enjoy football.
Yeah,
If I start watching Leicester and they are winning and I'm happy, but then as I become more of a football fan, I now see a Barcelona or a Man City or, a team that plays a certain style of football. And I'm like, you know what? I identify with this type of football. Am I allowed to change?
How are you going to enjoy the glory of the football team winning if you don't go through the struggles?
Okay.
My guy.
Point.
So for me, the question is it not human nature to chase success? I mean, yeah, we all individuals.
Because
so that's
I'm
important.
asking this because none of us here are Man City fans. And I see this tag get put on Man City fans a lot where you changed, you were probably a Man United fan or a Chelsea fan or an Arsenal fan or a Man United fan, and you changed because they were winning so many trophies.
True.
So
I think maybe the issue is not them changing teams. It's more like a banter. You can't diss me.
You can't handle the banter?
Yeah, you can't diss
Okay.
me when you just join the team that was already winning and you're riding on that. Yeah.
Like for example, bro, I started supporting Chelsea 04. Ne? Yeah, 04. Just because of a goal.
okay.
Just because of a goal.
Yeah.
Not because of Abramovich. Just because I didn't even know owners back then. Just because of Frank Lampard goal. Ne? And I've been with the team. Highs and lows. Even when they were calling Abu Hazard rats and snakes and what and whatnot. Even now, when you have our Todd,
Todd Bowley,
the American.
Love the Americans.
I'm Mr. Glazer.
Okay. Let's leave that conversation.
So we have to feel.
And go through all the emotions,
Yes.
the highs and the lows with the team.
That's how you'll know. That's when you determine someone's love for something.
Okay. I understand. I'll let the guys
But it's true.
continue on social media with that
It's true
conversation.
success. I mean, I was celebrating the FA Cup after how many struggles?
Very interesting trophy to celebrate. But okay, let's get into
Arsenal doesn't have a trophy in 5 years.
Arsenal is not even on the table, my guy.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Shots everywhere. Everybody's getting shots.
Let's get into the Champions League. Ne? We've seen this new format that we've had this season. Yeah. Are you guys enjoying the new format so far? Are you enjoying the matchups that we've seen? Do you feel like it's an improvement on what we had in previous seasons?
Champions League, Europa, and Conference, right?
Yeah.
Same.
Same format for all of them.
Let the Chelsea guys who beat someone called Noah 8-0 say something first.
Okay, so from my side, I think it's quite interesting, right? It's obviously a lot of games for teams, but I mean the teams were playing about 6 games, 3 home, 3 away, and now it's about 8 games, right? 4 home, 4 away.
Yes.
It could be more if you don't make it to the
Because
top
you have
8.
to go through a
'cause you have to-
preliminary round, yeah.
So I think it's interesting, and it's giving us a view of other teams. Because if you look at the top 8, that automatically goes to the next round. You have Monaco there, you have Brest, you have Aston Villa, and then most of the major teams are not even in that.
I mean, PSG is in the elimination zone at the moment. So
Man United will be there if they win the Champions League, but
City's also dabbling there in
They would
the
be there.
playoffs.
so
Okay.
overall, it's interesting. But it's
is-
more games for the teams, and I guess it's better for the sponsors, which are now predominantly
Of course,
betting
of
companies. So, but for the players, I don't know.
Well, for me, I would say it's very interesting because we're seeing upsets left, right, and center. Like, if you're a betting person, you know the past week was a mess. Champions League, it was a mess, my guy. So if you're gonna go on that alone, on the competitive nature that it has become, it's now a monster.
yeah.
Because when I say they, Abu Perez and the others that wanted the Super League, we have now a Super League.
Super League. But then maybe don't you think then, because maybe it's still the early stages, and maybe most of these big teams, they know that they do have a second chance. If they finish outside the top 8, they can still qualify. Because I saw Pep playing a kid in that game where they needed to win, and then you see a lot of coaches rotating.
It's a teenager, that kid.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna start. It's gonna be interesting when the playoffs begin and the knockout stages.
I
But
feel
for
like
now,
it's detrimental because you
playing more games.
He's the one that's been complaining about more games. His players have been the ones that have been complaining about more games. Yet you want them to play more games, which makes no sense. It's a contradictory thing to do.
Yeah,
But
because
the reality of
might
it
as well
is,
win.
the whole thing of more games it's a reality. I mean, we see how many players do we see every week now with an ACL injury? How many players do we see now breaking down? Almost every week there's an ACL injury now, and you look at the number of games that teams have played. I mean, the season has only been on for like 2 months.
Yes.
And for most teams, it's about 17 to 20 games if you've also played in the Cups. And then you add on the fact that every 2-3 weeks now, there's an international window. And if you're a big player for your country, you're playing 2-3 games in that window. So a lot of players in 2 or 3 months have played 20 to 30 games.
Have you seen what happened with England?
About 7 of them.
7 players.
It's actually 8.
It's 8.
It's become 8 now.
Actually, if you include 2 of them, which is what's my boy's name? The kid from United. Menu is also out, and I forgot who else from another team is also out. So 10 in essence.
So this
No, I'm incorrect. So Mazarari is out and Menu is out. So that makes it 9 actually for England.
So now, if you look at that, it goes to show that them playing a lot of games is essentially bad for the team. We were dissing. First episode, we threw shade at the team with 44 players. Né? Now the team with the 44 players is the one that looks like it's the most consistent.
And it's not 44 players now. I think they trimmed it, but the squad, like I said,
We're speaking about Chelsea, right?
the squad. I think
it's dropped up to 34.
Yeah. So now you can even make 2 teams.
Can play 2 teams now.
Wait.
I actually want to ask you, because on episode 2,
Yeah.
you say Chelsea has the best squad in Europe. Do you still believe that?
Yes, I do. So
He's staunch,
to his point now, what he's saying, if you look at Chelsea, they can play 2 teams, 2 different teams, week in, week out, and that helps us also with injuries. Chelsea's probably one team now with currently no injuries. Even Reece is back. So I think we're quite there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if we look at the leagues individually, if we move away from the Champions League, because before I even close on the Champions League, we've got Sporting Lisbon, who of course had the coach that is coming to you guys. Sporting Lisbon has been on fire. They demolished the Manchester City, which is a result that nobody expected. At the same time, you've got a Liverpool also, who I don't think there's been a lot of conversation around Liverpool. But Liverpool is on top of the Premier League and they're on top of the Champions League also. You've got a Barcelona who lost their first game against Monaco and everyone was like, here comes Barcelona again, losing games. But now they've gotten up to number 6 on the table and they're scoring goals willy-nilly in the Champions League. Do you guys think there's any early favorites so far, or you think it's too early to tell? We're still going to see as we get to the knockout stages.
Wait, they're going to base this off our predictions or in general?
No. I'm thinking those predictions will come to you to bite you at the end of the season. As we go along, just say anything.
He's worried about Cape Town City.
I'm not.
He made a Cape Town City.
I'm so clear. I'm not put it up.
I'm not.
He's worried.
Not even close to being worried. So anyway, based on now, the best team is Liverpool because they look like they're the most fluid.
Best team where? Champions League or in Europe?
Champions League.
Okay.
Champions League, not Europe. Champions League.
England.
And they played how many games? They
League.
played 11 games, right? In the Premier League and about 4 games in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so far they look like the
It sounds like
cleanest
a very
team.
controversial question, but okay.
I don't know what he's trying to get at. I'm trying to figure out.
So you think they're the best team in Europe at this present moment?
Yes.
And their favorites.
Yes, they are the early
Champions.
favorites.
Klopp's team is doing well.
Klopp.
Klopp, yeah.
Oh.
That's Klopp's team.
So you're not giving Arne Slot
What do
any
you mean
credit for
Klopp's
what?
team?
It's Klopp's team. It's
Baba.
not Klopp's team.
It's not playing the same, dog.
But I understand, but it's not Klopp's team.
It's Slot's team.
Slot is the one doing technically right now.
Hey, Baba.
His tactics is the one's working.
So
but
you're gonna
that's
say
Klopp's team.
so when
Did he
when-
buy anyone?
Wait,
he
wait,
bought
wait.
Chiesa.
So when
Chiesa
when
is just sitting on their bench.
so you're gonna say it's gonna be Ten Hag's team?
Yes, it's Ten Hag's team. Ten Hag bought that team. So now Amaran needs to now go and do
So
make
it will only
changes.
be Amorim's team after the transfer window.
After he's make changes, yes.
So the yeah,
So
but
who's your favorite?
you
changes
do
the
know.
structure and the way that he plays then.
But he's still playing with Ten Hag players.
Because
Bro,
I'm
you
asking
know-
this question
you
because
know the
he plays
Liverpool's-
big 3, right?
Yes,
he doesn't
he
play
plays a
the-
back 3.
the-
Yes.
So he's still gonna call it the
if he
10
changes
team.
the structure of the
My
team.
guy, there's still Evans in there.
Oh, you're talking about the squad.
It's the squad. The squad is top squad.
sense.
Is it not?
But the
Did
style
not
of play is
be-
different, dog.
I understand. Start to play everything, but did Klopp not buy those players?
and won with those players.
Did he not?
Yeah, and he built a team with those players. To some extent, I agree with you because too often when a coach comes into the team and the team is not doing well, the coach is probably when things start changing, the new coach will get credit, right? But in this case, this Liverpool has been doing well for a very long
Hold
time.
on, wait. No, last point. Let me finish. Last point. E.g. Arteta. Who did he win the FA Cup with? Was it his players or was it who is this coach again?
Wenger.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good
Unai Emery.
Yeah.
Unai Emery's team.
Who won it?
It was with
Arteta.
Who won it?
But whose team?
Who won it?
Has he won it now? Has he won anything now?
Actually, just out of interest,
Yeah.
what has Arteta won since that FA Cup?
Nothing.
Nothing. Second
That's my
position.
point.
That's actually an interesting point.
My
Second
guy,
position.
Sense. Wait.
He's won second
So wait, you telling me
Yes.
it's Lampard's team that won Champions League?
Yes.
Yeah.
But TT won the Champions League.
Yeah, tactics won
yeah.
the tactics.
Yes.
Tactics wise,
Yeah.
it's TT's.
And I think the
But
difference.
the squad.
So you're gonna say Lampard's team was not bad?
No, Lampard was doing bad. Was not doing well. But TT came in and did well.
So I'm saying the
He
team.
The current
he
coach,
refined the
Liverpool
team.
was doing well. He came in. Liverpool is still doing well.
He refined the team.
Ah,
he
you guys-
refined it with his own tactics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite
It's
for the
not
Champions
reaching.
League?
It's not reaching.
Who's
But
your
anyway,
favorite?
So currently, his favorite is Liverpool.
Are they the best team in Europe for you at the moment?
I don't watch Liverpool.
Okay.
Do you see this bag?
As
Yeah.
a Man United fan, you don't
Yeah.
watch
Did you
Liverpool.
see this
Okay.
bag here?
I don't think Liverpool is probably the best team in Europe now. They haven't played the big teams. They're going to start playing the big teams. I think the next
They've got
game
Real
is-
Madrid, yeah.
They're also going to play Man City in the Premier League.
Yes.
So I
yes.
don't think they're there yet.
So you think they are yet to get tested?
Yeah.
Because the reality of it is, we've seen Liverpool. They played Chelsea, right?
They played
Already,
Chelsea.
They played
Chelsea.
Arsenal already,
And us.
and you guys.
We don't
And
count them.
in none of
It's a big team.
those games did I see them really blow them away the way we usually see Liverpool do against. For instance, I'm sorry to say, against the Man United.
Against us, he Slot really did. What you call it, break us down.
Okay,
He broke down what.
What is
10
broken.
so he broke down a broken team.
Yeah, he broke down. He broke down Ten Hag's broken system. Yes.
Okay. So they are yet to get tested.
I think
at the
they're
highest
yet to
level.
get tested. For me, I think Barcelona is there. I think Real Madrid will bounce. Will come back.
Of course.
They just need to
Militao.
fix their structure. Yeah.
Militao now is injured.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of that Real Madrid structure, let's go into the La Liga then, right?
Yeah.
We've seen what's happened with Real Madrid so far this season. I mean, in a lot of the games that they've played, they haven't really been impressive. You know,
they're terrible.
It's been a lot of games where it's looked a little lopsided. It's looked a little disjointed. The structure has been wrong.
It's terrible.
Do you think that signing of Kylian Mbappe was a wise signing? Because when you look at it now, you see Vinicius, of course, is still doing Vinicius things on the left wing because he's still playing in his position. But then you've got Bellingham, whose role has changed completely now that there's a Kylian Mbappe in front of him, and he's struggling to really get going this season. I mean, he scored his first goal of the season this last weekend. You've got a Rodrigo who's been injured probably for most of the season, but is also, still trying to find his way in the team. You've got an Endrick and Ada Goulet who are on the bench, really talented youngsters that are not getting those minutes at the moment because they are still struggling to find the right starting 11 structure. Do you think that Kylian Mbappe's signing was wise on a short-term basis and also on a long-term basis?
How much did they pay anything for?
No, they didn't pay anything.
So I think the signing was wise.
Yeah.
It's for free. I mean, it's Kylian Mbappe.
Because he's a top player.
Yeah, but more than that, I think the structure, the Real Madrid structure, they also lost Toni Kroos. So he was key in that position for a very long time. And I think the team was centered around him in the way they were playing. But they lost him and then they lost someone who would hold the structure. And then they brought in someone who just not making the structure work. So if you look at the off-ball work of Real Madrid, it's not there. Mbappe doesn't check back. Now Vinicius is probably asking myself, why should I check back if this one is not taking back? And it's going to be the same with Rodrigo. So now we have about how many? 7 players defending and you have 3 liabilities when you don't have the ball. So I think
Lucas Vazquez said it last weekend
Yeah.
that defending is not a 2-3 man job. It's
Yes.
an 11 player job.
Yeah.
We all have to defend.
And now you have problems when players start probably players will talk about it right
Yeah.
offline, but when they start talking about it in the media, and then there's problems. There's something something's happening.
Remember
there.
in the first episode,
Yeah.
when I was talking about Madrid, I said, what they're doing now is get the ball, go wide, cut back. Get the ball, go wide, or do something.
Fly to the left side.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then my
all to the
issue,
left.
my
And street
issue
soccer
with
now.
that was, if you're gonna play all three of those guys, Mbappe, Rodrigo, Vinicius, one of them has to track back
Why not all?
Why not all of them?
because they play counter.
So
They play counter taking
Because
football.
that's my
Yeah.
issue with it. You know,
Ne?
like you were saying, ne?
yeah,
Vinicius is a star player also. If he sees Mbappe not tracking,
Yeah.
he's also going to think how.
No,
almost
but
I'm
they
the
play
one
different
scoring the
positions.
goals.
They mad. The striker, in most cases, ne, the striker is the one that adds the pressure, the high press, right?
Yeah.
So if he adds the pressure from the high press, and then he's gassed from that, and he waits at the halfway line, the other people have to do their jobs also. They can't say just because
Okay, so then
he pressed there.
So if he's standing at the halfway line and two defenders are ahead of him and creating a bigger press onto the
No, but
other
he has
team.
to add pressure here.
Yeah, so he has to do something.
Yeah.
But does
But
Mbappe do
then,
that?
but my issue is, okay, sharp, you're not going to mark. You're Kylian Mbappe, you're going to wait up front. But then every time we get the ball to you, you're going to be caught offside.
Yes.
It's
and he loses the ball more than
A
anyone
lot.
else.
exactly. I mean, in the Barca game,
It's all about
ne,
timing.
he got caught offside 8 times, which is the most that a player has been caught offside in La Liga in about 10 years.
I get it, you guys. The Barca team has what? Has caught people offside more than 100 times this season.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
That is
where
insane,
coaching,
bruh.
That's where coaching comes in, which is
Yeah,
another conversation that I
exactly.
feel like we need to
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about.
100.
Is Carlo Ancelotti,
I don't.
He's not a coach.
does it get enough criticism for the way that the team is playing right now? Because I'll tell you why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
For the longest time, we've always said Real Madrid doesn't even need to play. Real Madrid is just going to find a way to win. Right? They'll get the ball to Vinicius. Vinicius will score a goal. We saw it against Manchester City in the semi-finals last season.
Dortmund.
Exactly. You see, the team just plays however they're playing. The other team dominates the ball. And then at some point, they'll get the ball to Vinicius. Vinicius, because he's such an incredible player, is going to create a goal or score a goal. Right? But as a coach, where is the tactical footprint for you to say, this is what Carlo has introduced in the team?
Yeah.
You see, because you're looking at Hansi Flick. He came in this season. We're already seeing masterclasses in defense. I mean, there's a 17-year-old marshalling at defense and catching players offside, left, right, and center. But also in attack, you're seeing the front three, the entire front three functioning properly. And even the players that are playing behind them, scoring goals and creating, right? So if, for example, you take out a Vinicius Jr. from Real Madrid, are they still able to function at the same level?
I
And
feel
what
like
does that say about him as a coach? Because he's an excellent coach. I don't want to
I
dispute
feel like he's
that.
not a coach.
He's a manager.
I feel like he's a manager.
Okay.
I feel like he's a manager. He manages the team.
Okay.
Doesn't
Like
coach him.
he's good at managing players.
Okay.
But I feel like if you were to coach,
Yeah.
Pep is a coach.
Okay.
Bielsa is a coach.
Okay.
If you get someone that's hands-on, that's when you'll see tactics.
Okay.
Because if you've been doing the same thing since what's his name? Since Zidane left. Come on.
I mean, he's going to raise his eyebrow and all of a sudden the team is going to play well.
Yeah. I mean, they do have the good players, right? And Carlo has won a lot.
Yes, he's definitely
he's
won a lot.
So maybe to Kev's point, maybe he's a manager, not a coach.
But then if you do look at what he's won and where he's won it, he won at AC Milan. At
PSG.
AC Milan, there was Kaká, there was,
Maldini.
Maldini,
Yeah.
top team. He won at PSG. You look at the players that were at PSG also. He won at Real Madrid. You look
Won
at the
at
players that were
Chelsea
at
as
Real
well.
Madrid. At Chelsea also.
Back
The
to
players
back.
that were there.
Yeah.
So,
So he's saying that he manages quality players only.
I mean, he went to Everton. What happened?
I think if you are a big team coach, you must not expose yourself to these
by
teams.
going to
Yeah.
those teams.
Because I was gonna say,
Am I lying though?
if you manage big teams, you're gonna manage big players. Right?
Yeah.
But you made a good point that he went to Everton. Maybe he was not given a chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. With Barcelona, then with Hansi Flick, would you say then he has done well to start off with?
Yes.
No, you're showing off. Also, I think so.
I mean, it's terrorism football.
You know, what was that guy? What team was he coaching before Bayern?
I think it was a mid-level team.
It was Mainz.
It was Mainz.
I think it was Mainz.
Yeah, I think that guy. How old is he? He's insane. I think he needs to.
I think he's in his 50s.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's the
his
only
50s.
other coach besides Pep to win a sextuple. He won 6 trophies with Bayern. That season that they won the Champions
My
League.
guy.
He won 6 trophies.
This guy had a win percentage of 81% before he even coached Barca.
Yeah. And if you look at how the team
Yeah, but
plays,
it's Bayern, guys.
My guy is still 81%.
Nah, but it's Bayern.
Barcelona,
This includes Germany.
But it's still Bayern.
Barcelona, and then Barcelona.
It's
No,
increasing now.
Has he won?
It's
He's
increasing
winning
now.
now.
He's winning, but
Yeah.
my point
the
is,
win rate is increasing.
I'm talking about the win rate.
It's going up.
going down.
but still, if you start off at Bayern, obviously
didn't
Bayern
start off
during,
at Bayern.
during
You
the
know-
whole decade,
Yeah.
during the whole decade of when they were like beating everybody.
But he wasn't there for a decade.
But my point is, you're starting off at Bayern. It's Bayern.
Company starting off there.
Exactly.
What do you say now about him?
But is he not winning?
He's not winning against big teams.
If
He's
he
winning.
if he wins the league with Barca, are you going to give him his credit? Or
Yeah.
do you want him to win the Champions League
No,
instead?
no. I'll give him his credit.
Yeah, no.
So are you saying just because it's Bayern, because it's a Farmers League?
Yes.
Oh, it's a Farmers League.
Yeah.
Okay.
One team is winning. Okay, obviously last season.
I mean,
last
Man
season-
City has won the EPL 4 times in a row. Is
Yeah.
that a Farmers League?
I mean, they're making it Farmers League.
No, it's not a Farmers League.
They're making it a Farmers League. But
I think Hansi needs to get his flowers.
He
He's
needs.
brilliant,
no, I'm
Yeah.
not degrading the guy's quality. I'm just saying that the win percentage could be
bro.
biased
and
because
if,
of
and
Bayern.
if you look at the time before he went to Barca, nobody wanted the job. But he wanted it, right? And
Yeah.
Barcelona was not that great. Now
He
no one
really
play
wanted
Barca.
that job.
Who wants to play Barca now? No one.
Exactly.
Because they're going to
Exactly.
embarrass you more than beat you.
so last
you-
time
do
we
you-
played Barca, we won. So
When
was
was
last
that?
time?
Europa
In a
League.
trophy that no one cares about. It's the Makufa Cup of Europe.
This guy.
No one cares about.
They are in the Makufa Cup of Europe.
You need to tell us when last did you play Champions League? When you talk about beating
Okay.
Barca,
When last did he win it?
Just to
not
close
win it. That's going too far. Play. When did you last play there and play knockout?
Okay, just to close off then on the Barca conversation. That front three of Barca,
Yeah.
is it the best front three in Europe right now? Because I don't know. I don't think there's another front three that's got.
How many goals did they score? Maybe we need to
Like
look at it.
39
in the-
goals or something like that. 37 or 38 goals.
They're the most informed.
Yeah, I can say that.
Yeah.
In form.
We
That's
agree.
the right word.
But the Liverpool,
best.
Liverpool attack is also in form.
But those ones
Nah.
go for fun.
The thing with the
no,
Liverpool is
no,
I think
no,
it's a little less
no.
consistent
Yes.
with who's the three.
Okay.
It's
Because you've got
it's-
Diaz and Salah, who are definitely the first
the
two.
point.
No.
They
You have
changes.
Salah. Diaz hasn't been really scoring.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
man.
Did he score in last match?
There was a game he scored 2 goals. I'm
Yeah.
not sure
Did he
if
score in
it's
the last
game.
Is the game before? Is the game
Wait.
before this one?
But he can't score. He's not a
Hold on.
striker. He can't score every game.
Hold on. You said in form, right?
Yeah, he's in form.
Yes. But my point is, hasn't been
Sense.
scoring as
Unless he bases in
Sense,
form.
you
Let
know-
me give you the stat.
Yeah.
He scored 9 goals and gotten 2 assists this season.
okay.
Since you do know that Barca didn't score the last game, right? Does that mean they're not on form?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's shift it then to the Premier
They-
League.
they are.
Ne?
So, on the Carlo, just want to ask you guys a question. On the Carlo Ancelotti, do you guys think he's not brave or he's not bold? Because I'm thinking
What's
if,
Hava?
if Madrid was coached by someone like Mourinho, someone would play that right wing position.
Arda Güler.
Yeah, someone
Arda
would
Güler
play.
for me should be playing there.
Beside those, just from the three, Mbappe, Vinicius, and Rodrigo, one
Yeah.
would have to play it. But
Yeah,
Isn't
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo already playing
Yeah.
it? Already?
Rodrigo starts there, but he doesn't end
doesn't-
there.
But everybody just gravitates to the left.
Because they're all
because
left wingers.
They all want to
It's
cut.
just that they need to find someone who's pure.
Because they don't have a coach, they have a manager.
Arda Güler is the perfect one.
He said he's a manager, so leave it at
he's
that.
he's a manager.
With the Premier League then, right, we've seen, like I said, Liverpool is flying at the moment. They are 5 points ahead. You've got City and Chelsea and Arsenal closely
rest.
following behind. Ne? The rest.
Oh, you
like
can count
said.
up to 10.
Some teams won't appear.
That time the people are like literally 4 points. 4 points.
We're
a
talking
lot.
about lock.
They
We're
couldn't
talking
even
about the
beat
table.
us. They couldn't even beat
We're
us.
talking about the table now. You don't have to beat everyone to win the
okay,
title.
okay, because you were
You
saying-
do.
Okay, so are Liverpool looking like, okay, I'm guessing the answer to this is yes. Liverpool are looking like the best team in the league at the moment, or rather the most consistent team
Yes.
in the league at the moment. Are they the, would you say they are early favorites, or do you think there's other teams that still have something in them to catch up?
You know, there's one thing we should never do. Well, what I've learned, we should never do. Never count out Man City. Ne? Until the last 10 games.
No, not even.
Something.
Not
Christmas.
even. Not even after the last 10 games. Not
No.
even.
Depending on the point gap. Ne?
Yes.
Depending on the point
Current
gap.
point gap.
Baba.
Never.
5.
It's some nothing.
That's what I'm thinking.
And they're playing City next.
So those guys, City can have a stretch of home wins, away wins, and break records. Those are saving already to a guy, low to a guy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden win the league. So,
So you're
don't-
saying Man City is still,
Yeah, it's still a
it's still a race.
Man
with
City is
them.
always in the race.
I mean, they're very frustrated.
These are my children.
enough already.
So
Because-
as long as Man City is within the top 4, they can
Yeah.
win the league.
Yes.
Aren't you guys concerned though, worried? Because my thing is that all those City players have won everything, right?
Yes.
There wasn't a major
Not all,
refresher
yeah.
this season. And they lost a very key player, Rodri.
Yeah.
You know, what,
Kevin is injured half the season.
you know what came to mind?
Yeah.
You know what came to mind a couple of days ago? I feel like they've become complacent.
It's because they've won everything.
I feel like some players have become complacent because,
So you think it's individual players that need refreshing?
yeah,
And
it's
Okay,
like
let's-
the
let's-
lack,
let's
the
name
lack
a
of
few.
the
Let's
lack
name
of
a few.
competition.
do you think Haaland is complacent this season? Because it started like a house on fire.
Yeah.
He scored 18 goals this season, by the way.
He has no competition.
He has
in the
no
team.
competition.
He has
He
no
never had
competition.
competition. So I think
With Alvarez gone.
he was never a competition.
Damn.
That's deep. Damn. Okay. So you think that,
Wait, what about Savio?
but Savio is a winger.
He's a winger.
So
Okay.
And
He was
a big,
he was supposed to be the replacement for Mahrez,
Oh, okay.
it is not a big.
and it
player,
looks like Mahrez when he's playing.
yeah.
That helps.
even with his number.
Okay. So you think they should? You think for Man City the key is for them to sign in January?
Yes, or it
Sign
could be
who?
it could be complacency or it could be form.
Okay. Okay.
Complacency or
if
form.
if a De Bruyne comes back, does that instill fear now with him back in the team? Because I saw he played
Yeah.
5 minutes or something.
Yeah, I think for me, I think they need to refresh every season. Like those guys have won for a very long time. You need a big player that maybe hasn't won much, who's hungry to lift the team and go like chase something. And at City, we don't have that at the moment. And I think even when KDB comes back, he's just gonna play maybe 5 games and get injured again. Age is not on his side as well.
Yeah.
And then their team is
And he's been linked with Saudi again.
Could Cole Palmer have been that player
could
if
have
he had stayed?
could have
Could
been.
have. Because look at Foden.
Could have
He
been.
was player of the season now. Where is he
Yeah,
now?
and he's won everything as well at his age.
Okay. Okay.
But don't count out City.
Yeah.
They're
Don't-
still
don't
gonna
rule
come
them
back
out,
at some
yeah,
point.
they'll come back.
Okay. There's another team that is a little interesting for me. Don't worry, I won't go too. Yeah. Tottenham this season has conceded the same number of goals as Man City and Chelsea, and they've scored more goals than anyone else in the league.
Yeah.
But they're in 10th place.
It's their PlayStation formation.
Yeah.
Did you
Damn.
Did you have
Formation.
what? PlayStation formation.
Their
You
highlight.
must look at how that guy set up his team. And I think there was a big game where he played the midfield of Madison and the guy who came from Juventus. No.
Bentancur.
Bentancur.
Yeah. He just played those two in midfield, right? And then the rest were attacking players. you're always bound. That's bound to happen. So I think
because I saw someone speaking about that specifically,
Yeah.
and there's the player Van der Ven, their defender,
Yeah.
how he's always getting these hamstring injuries, and
He has to
the
run.
analysis
Because
was
he has to
that
run.
he has to
Cover
run
ground.
so much to
Yeah.
cover ground
Yeah.
because there's no defensive midfielder.
No.
The fullbacks are bombing forward,
Yeah.
so he's always having to sprint all the way back, and they play a very high line.
Yeah.
But
So
he
when the ball
sprinted-
is played
He
behind,
sprinted and managed to get
cooked.
it and cooked Man United. So
yeah, and it's not.
I'm always so happy
it's-
when you bring these things
No,
up
but it's
yourself.
detrimental, my guy.
Yeah, and for me,
That's detrimental to the team.
I just know my
Yeah.
team anyway.
and it's not like they don't have the right players, right? For
Okay.
that structure,
Yeah.
they do have the players, but that coach keeps shocking me.
Yeah, but also that high line is too high.
I mean, Barcelona plays it, they're catching people offside. So you think
Hey,
it's,
bruh.
you would need to have the right solidity
Yes.
Yeah.
at the back with the highlight.
You
You
would
would
think-
think,
needs to be
Koro,
solid.
you would think Snoop Dogg is in the locker room the way they highlights.
This, okay. So,
Right.
just to close off on the EPL, Arsenal, do you guys think that Arsenal has a chance this season?
I think they've reached their peak.
Yeah,
They've
They've had
reached
a
their
trophy.
peak.
Big. They've reached the ceiling. It's
Yeah,
done.
Okay,
There's
done.
no going beyond this.
No,
No.
it's done.
I mean, Odegaard is coming back.
So?
So what must happen?
how many points away from
done.
the top? How many,
hectic.
how many points away
I
from the
tried, Arsenal fans.
It's
I
not too
tried.
bad. I think they reached their ceiling, man. Even their squad, you have 2 players injured, you don't have a plan.
Yeah.
So
top? I mean, as
I mean,
soon-
Saliba got injured.
Yeah.
It was the previous season, and the whole thing fell apart. Odegaard got injured now, and
Saka got
they've fallen
injured.
back. Saka
They signed
also.
Sterling, who did not make any difference.
So they have a good first 11, but they don't have reinforcements. Is
Yes.
what you're saying. Okay.
And their
I don't really-
good
I don't-
11 have reached the
I don't
ceiling.
even know what's the love they have for Trossard. Makes no sense for me.
He does make a
I
difference.
don't understand.
He does make it.
I don't understand
Martinelli is better.
the striking option of Kai
Havertz.
Havertz.
Yeah.
That guy was a 10 at Leverkusen.
So you think
My
they
guy,
actually need to buy
He
number
was
9?
a 10, he was a 7,
He was
he-
8. Yeah.
So what happened? So why now is he a striker? And I know at Chelsea.
He was a false 9 at Chelsea.
So then
Personally, I have
don't
I'm probably
understand.
going off on a tangent here.
Yeah.
I have a problem with versatile players because I feel like at times you stop being good at any position
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you end up being the player that can fit into every other
Exactly.
place,
Exactly.
and you never really find your own spot.
Mhm.
It
Or,
goes back to Bellingham. He was a super number 8, box to box,
and
excellent.
then it became a false 9.
Then became a false 9.
Now he can't go back to-
go back to 8.
Okay. Just to close off then on the leagues. Right now you've got the EPL, there's a 5-point gap. You've got La Liga, there's a 6-point gap for Barca in the lead. You've got the Bundesliga, there's a 6-point gap, also a 5-point gap actually for Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
You've got League One, which has a 6-point gap also for PSG. And then you've got
Serie A.
Serie A, which has the top 6 separated by 2 points.
Monsters
Yeah.
of a league.
Has that become the most competitive league? Because if you look at the last 5 seasons, 4 different teams have won the
Yes.
league.
Yeah.
Has that become the most competitive league? And why doesn't it get the respect?
Yeah, maybe there's no serious team there.
So all of them are inconsistent.
Again.
Because I'll give you a simple example. I'll give you a simple example why I'm saying that. If you look at stats for last season, Lautaro Martinez
Niggas are even
has some of
crying.
the best stats in the world.
Yes.
yeah.
He's scoring goals. He's
Number
the
7
Serie
in
A.
Balon d'Or.
Exactly. He's scoring goals in the Serie A. He was the MVP. He was the top goal scorer.
Yes.
He went off to Copa America. He won Serie A.
Yes.
He went off to Copa America. Was the top goal scorer at Copa America. Won Copa America.
One Coppa
And-
Italia, I think.
and one Copa Italia. Ne? So looking at that, you would say this is a strong contender for Balon d'Or. But then he's number 7, like you guys said. And there's nobody even making a case for him because
makes no
people are
sense.
like, nobody plays in Serie A.
Come on, guys. No.
Isn't it the most corrupt league? Number 1.
It was the most corrupt league back
No, they
then.
fixed that.
Is it still?
If you corrupt, you get docked in points there and you go. Ask Juventus.
Okay. But
Juventus,
no,
no.
man. Yeah.
Since you can't say it's the most corrupt. Look at EPL.
No. I'm saying I was asking.
Look at EPL.
I was
though.
asking.
Look at your team. Your team with Howard Webb back in the day.
This is alleged.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allergies, eh?
Allegedly. You'd find him at Carrington there in Man United tracksuits.
Okay, so is Serie A getting the respect it deserves?
No. Until
Unfortunately,
I don't think until a team wins the Champions League.
I mean, Inter Milan was in the final against Man City and they lost.
Man,
Yeah. I mean, what did Lukaku do in that?
And the team playing against them were favorites, were clear favorites.
I mean, so nah. I mean, as soon.
And in that season, there are two semi-finalists, isn't it?
Yeah.
AC Milan was the other team in the semi-final.
Yeah, but where is their coefficient at the moment?
Ooh.
Based on number one coefficient. Italian league coefficient currently, where is it?
Hey,
It tells you where the league is. That's number one. Yes,
Do you guys feel the same?
I think, yeah, coefficient wise, I think they're like third or fourth, if I'm not mistaken. And then the League One fell behind the Dutch league, so that's somewhere around there. But based on the coefficient, it's sorry, guys. No, it's I would love to watch the teams, see them perform. But when it comes to European football, I will not.
Since do you watch Serie A?
Now and then, yeah.
Okay.
So do you also feel like it's?
I mean, I said I'm a AC Milan fan.
It doesn't deserve the respect.
It does deserve the respect.
No, someone you see someone who has love for Inter.
Because you're an Inter fan.
No, it's not even because of that, bro. If you look when they broke, do you even call it a dynasty?
Okay.
Yeah, the Juventus.
Yeah.
All right.
Since that's been broken. Yeah.
But is that because Juventus?
become a competitor.
Is that because
Yes.
Juventus has been having financial issues?
Fam. They can still get players that they want.
Yeah, but then they've been having financial issues. They've had coaching issues. They had issues now.
Barca had financial issues. They won the league, and now they are competing in Champions League.
Yeah, but my point. But different league, better league than Italian league.
Better.
Is it not?
That's like 2 teams competing. Maximum 3.
But those teams are always going to win the Champions League. And the teams that are 4, 5, and 6 are always going to win the Europa League and the Conference League. And
The
Not
host,
always.
The host.
Not
those
always.
Spanish teams
Not
have
always.
won the most European trophies.
Yeah, honey, but they won't always win. When was the last time a Spanish team won?
Real Madrid last season.
No, Europa.
Wasn't it Sevilla or something? Or is it 2 seasons ago, 3
Are you
seasons ago?
forgetting? You're forgetting Spanish teams
Spanish
are
teams
like
always
European.
win European competitions. You also feel like Italian is...
Conte is at Napoli.
I mean, McTominay is the player of the season so far.
And Gilmore is even a superstar there.
Brother,
Okay,
top of
okay.
the league. There's
And also, do we have a player that left Serie A as a star player, went to another league, and then continued on that?
No.
Okay.
But there's players that have gone to Serie A.
It says a lot about the league, so.
I mean,
Okay.
okay, wait, last point. Ne? Lukaku left EPL, went to Inter Serie A. What happened? Okay, thank you.
Came back again now. After not
And struggled.
playing for...
And
He's
struggled.
struggling now.
No, I came to Chelsea.
Oh, yes.
Came to Chelsea,
But now he's
struggled,
back in Serie A and
and he went back to Serie A.
is a
And he
superstar.
killed it again.
So
Okay.
it tells you a lot.
Okay.
Sorry, my Italian fans.
Going on from that Lautaro Martinez conversation then into the Balon d'Or, right? Do you guys feel like Rodri deserved it? And let me go into the statistics for it.
So that's the
Ne?
question. Just get the answer.
Okay. Okay.
Kevin already has an answer.
Okay. You have an answer already.
Yes. He didn't deserve it.
Who deserved it?
Lautaro was robbed.
What you just said. No. Hey, Inter Milan fans.
No, but Martinez was robbed, guys. Let's be honest. If you're going on accolades and performance,
Yes.
he was robbed.
But what's the criteria for Balon d'Or currently?
Tell me, please.
That's what I'm asking. That's why I'm asking the question. What's the criteria?
Because I feel like Rodri won it because of 7 matches.
7 matches.
Yeah, the
Just Spain.
Spanish.
but he scored about 8 goals for City, more than 8 goals.
And then one.
Oh, you're going on goals now?
I'm not saying
let
goals.
me tell you stats.
Performance, yeah.
Let me tell you stats for last season for the 3 of them.
Okay.
Ne?
Who's
Because
the other one?
It's Rodri, Vinicius, Lautaro.
Okay.
Ne? I mean, cover how.
Can you just talk about the two? Can you talk about the two?
So you're cutting out Lautaro before you
No, this is the first guy who's got to
No, for real, guys.
Because Lautaro last season had this is unconfirmed. This I just found on Twitter. Lautaro last season had 35 goals and 8 assists. He won Serie A, the Italian Super Cup. He won Copa America, the Serie A Golden Boot, the Serie A Most Valuable Player, and the Copa America Golden Boot. Right? You've got Vinicius Jr., who had 26 goals and 11 assists. So that's less than Lautaro. Kev's Lautaro. Ne? He won La Liga. He won the Spanish Super Cup. He won the Champions League. And he was the Champions League player of the tournament. Ne? He wasn't the best player in the La Liga. Ne? And then you've got Rodri, who, as a defensive midfielder, scored 10 goals and got 14 assists. Won the Premier League. Won the Super Cup. Won the Euro 2024. And was the player of the tournament at Euro 2024. And may I also add, before you come back with your 7 games comment, Rodri last season for club and country played 63 games. He only lost 1 game in 90 minutes in those 63 games. And that was the FA Cup final to the mighty Man United.
When they were apparently hungover.
Ne?
Apparently.
So he played 63 games and only lost once in regulation time. I'm sorry, but...
No, it's a good case. It's a good case for him.
But you know what, I've always had an issue since 2010.
But
Balon d'Or.
because we don't know the criteria. So I understand those stats, great. But what is the criteria? Is the criteria, because remember there was a criteria that, oh, you need to win the World Cup, or you need to score so many goals, or you need to win a treble to get
I think the criteria for Balon
So now we don't
d'Or
know
was
the
messed
criteria.
up by Messi and Ronaldo. Because in their era, let me just say this up front, in their era, I can never dispute what they won because they were the 2 best players every single season in those years.
Okay,
Even though they might not win the World Cup or they might not win the Champions League, it was always about the 2 of them.
Okay,
right?
and then when Madrid came in and won the Balon d'Or, what was the criteria then?
The criteria they used for that's where I'm saying the criteria was messed up by Messi and Ronaldo because for them, it was very stat-based and who won the Champions League, right? The Modric one, they based it, not me, I didn't give him. They based it on the fact that he won the Champions League with Real Madrid and he took Croatia all the way to the final. Even though personally I wouldn't say took Croatia because I still believe Rakitic and Perisic were equally as influential in that World Cup. But he is taken as the guy that carried Croatia to the World Cup final, lost out in the final, but he also won the Champions League.
So
that was the criteria for him.
So pause, wait. But Haaland won a treble, scored the most goals. How come he didn't win?
But because Haaland played Messi that year, had won the World Cup, and for PSG had 22 goals and 20 assists. He won the the French League, and he also won the French Cup, and he was one of the best players in the French League. So that adds on to the World Cup, and he wins that Balon d'Or. For Haaland, he only had Man City. What happened with Norway? It's the same thing with Ryan Giggs, for example. Ryan Giggs will never get his full flowers
you're
because
going far, dog.
I'm
giving you about 2010.
It's going far, dog. 2010. 2010. You had Schneider. You had Iniesta and Xavi. Arguably one of the best seasons they'd had. Still, not even considered.
But the problem with that is, are you the best players in Barcelona?
You won a treble and was in the final and lost the final, but that.
So who was supposed to win it then?
Personally, based on what I've been seeing, it was supposed to be Schneider.
Over Iniesta and
because they
Xavi
won
after
the what you call it.
And they also won the World Cup.
They won the World Cup.
So okay, fine. Let's move on. Let's go to 2013.
We're not done with that conversation. The criteria changes
from 2010. I had a problem with it.
I think the issue here is just the criteria. If we can get the criteria on check, and we know that, okay, cool. If you win a treble, but then there's a World Cup season and you don't win a World Cup or you don't do well in the World Cup, Sorry, you're not winning.
Right, look at Martinez. Wins goalkeeper of the year for 7 games.
So for me,
So the criteria here is the problem. Because personally, I have an issue with people saying Vinicius was robbed, for example, because like I just told you in those stats and with the things that they won, it could have been any one of the 3.
Exactly.
On a personal level, I expected Vinicius to win it. But I understand why it goes to Rodri. As much as you guys don't like Serie A, I would have understood if Lautaro won it.
No.
You know,
I would have understood Lautaro being top 3.
I think this thing, people will as supporters, right, will always have favorites.
Yeah.
And I think now, since football is about criteria, stats, it's become boring.
Okay.
I think we need to look at the best player. And I think Rodri, we've watched the game, I think Rodri deserved to win the thing. I think we need to stop also discrediting the Balon d'Or because our favorites are not winning it.
No, it's not even.
But it's not about discrediting. It's
No,
about
it is.
they need to.
It's not about
At this point, we are. So I understand Vinicius being in the debate, right? But Lautaro, no, he wasn't even playing for Argentina. Right? He's not even a starter for Argentina, and that says a lot
He
about
came on
the
as a
league
sub in a
that
lot
he
of the
plays
games.
and his quality.
Top goal scorer, regardless.
Yeah, no, it says, but
I mean,
top goal
Mohamed
scorer, you
Guedo,
can't
I've
get in.
forgotten for Egypt in the AFCON, I think it was 2009, 2012, somewhere there. Ne? There was a guy that was the top goal scorer for Egypt for the AFCON in that year.
Yeah.
And every game he came on as a sub in the last 15 minutes and scored. And he got 5 goals and became top goal scorer. So does that mean he was the best player at the tournament? Playing 15 games, but it's not based only on goals. Because that's the argument that I want to go to when you speak about 2010. That
This is the stats.
No,
The stats guy.
no, you guys are losing it.
That's what I
You
wanna
guys
go
are
to.
losing it. Schneider, his season wasn't based on stats. It was based on performance.
We hear you.
No,
But was he
we
a better
hear
player
you.
than Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta?
Messi had the most goals.
he had the most goals. He
who
was
the
the
better-
best player in the world that year. What's Balon d'Or? Is Balon d'Or best player in the world, or it's best player in a team that won the most trophies? That's why you're speaking about criteria, because that's where they confuse us. That's why we have these debates every single year.
And this is a team
because-
sports. You can't just be
Exactly.
an individual. You're talking about stats now. Look at that Aston Villa. Is it Duran?
Yeah,
That's
Duran,
right.
Yeah.
He comes in for 10, 15 and he scores.
And he scores.
And if we're going to look at stats, we're gonna
Then he's the player of the tournament so far.
So what is it goes back
Yeah.
to the criteria.
Okay. So the criteria is the problem.
Exactly.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
okay, before we go there, if you were to do a criteria for the thing, how would you put it together?
That's what I want to know.
No, I'm saying you, because you want the
That's all.
criteria. How would you go about it?
Yeah,
You have
bro.
to win this, and you have to have
What holds
how
what,
would- how
what
do you-
holds what holds number one?
Yeah.
What do you have to win in order to be in the conversation for
Win
Balon?
the league.
The league. Then secondly,
Win the trophies that you're competing for. No?
okay,
And then if it's national team thing,
yes,
excluding Nations League.
Nations League, yes,
Yeah,
Win
put
that.
that too in.
okay,
Nah. If you perform, let's say you're a defender,
yes,
you're a Cannavaro,
yes,
and you put in a performance of a lifetime,
Yes.
you should get credit. It shouldn't always be about goals.
But
Include
also now,
clean
because what happens if somebody wins the league, the other person wins the Champions League? Because it's unlikely that you're going to win everything.
Then I don't know.
So so between the two, the league and the Champions League, which one holds more weight?
Champions League is above though.
Okay, so Champions League will be number one, and then he can win domestic cups.
Yeah.
That adds to the criteria.
And then in a year where you have Euros or the World Cup, between Champions League and that competition, which one would weigh more?
Aye. Then you have to look at all competitions. You have to include AFCON.
No, I'm
and-
just saying
You have to include AFCON, Copa.
it can't
and
be. No, honestly, it can't be.
But
They
they're all
can't,
in
they
the
can't be
same
at the
year,
same
aren't
level. No, they can't
No,
be.
no, no,
They're
no.
not at the same
So-
level.
so-
It's the same association competition.
No.
But
Yeah, so
the standard
so-
is not the same.
No. Besides standard,
Yeah.
remember, besides standard, everybody has their own national teams.
Yeah.
So they all fight in a different regions. So yes, I understand what you're saying that they need to include those things. However,
You guys want to
it
put
comes back
Europe
to
on top?
it comes back to the Salah thing, where Salah has been the best performer for Liverpool. Won the Champions League, then won. Did he win the? He hasn't won the AFCON, but performed very well in the AFCON, but he still was not in the conversation.
I mean, he wasn't
win
part
it.
of the top 30 for this last Ballon d'Or.
So-
I remember a few days back, outside of this, you said he's the most disrespected player in Balon d'Or.
Yes, history. Because why is it right now? He's not even 34. Then other times...
I mean, the time that Liverpool won the Champions League, he came fifth. But then above him, there were two of his teammates.
But
in Van Dijk and Mane.
Come on.
Isn't the season
I'm interested in this international competition.
Tando wants to put Europe above because they are
no,
based in Europe.
I'm not saying. Okay, so now if you're gonna compare CAF and Champions League,
not CAF and Champions League.
No, I'm saying the European Champions League and the CAF Champions League. Do you wanna compare those two? Cannot. Bro.
I mean, you can't say you can compare because they're literally playing in different areas.
Yeah, so
but you can't compare.
Which one?
No, but you can't compare. Yeah, African football is way more exciting sometimes than.
No, guys.
I mean, AFCON was way more exciting than the Euros.
I think we need to stop being the Euros. We need to stop being emotional about this thing.
Was AFCON better than the Euros or not?
We have a long way to go.
Was AFCON better than the Euros or not?
And we can't keep putting talking about Africa in the same discussion as talking about the European football.
That's the problem.
That's
the problem.
We need to accept and acknowledge that we have a long way to go and work on it.
See that problem?
It's a problem because we are not there.
You know, even people that watch football on the regular admit that AFCON was better than the Euros.
But also it was better based on what? Are we talking about goals or are we talking about the quality of football?
The officiating firstly was excellent.
The entertainment value of AFCON was way better than the Euros.
And it's us Africans who are saying that.
No, even Europeans.
Okay.
Even Americans, my guy.
Yes.
Okay. So just to close it off then, I'm just going to quickly I was going to make this a full discussion.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you guys the best 11. Just one name, ne? And then you'll tell me if it's a yes or no so far this season.
Okay.
What is it based on? What are the guidelines?
Criteria.
Is it
fully?
Yes.
For goalkeepers,
best players in the world.
Oh,
okay.
When goalkeepers, if Courtois was playing, he was probably going to be the guy. But then at the moment, Manuel Neuer has played 9 games and gotten 6 clean sheets.
Yeah. Isn't it 7 clean sheets?
It's 6 the last time I checked. It's 7.
Okay.
Somewhere there.
Is there any other name you want to put there?
I think Raya has done
Raya for Arsenal.
Onana has more clean sheets than Raya, but
okay.
This thing.
Okay.
I'd still
right back, Kunde has played since the Euro started. He's played Belgium, ne? He played Spain. He played Netherlands. In La Liga, he's played against Real Madrid. So he's faced the best left wingers in the world so far. None of them have gotten a goal or assist in those games. And he also has, I think it's a goal and 4 assists or something like that. Is the right back better than him in the world?
Chris James is.
No, he hasn't been playing.
Chris James is.
He hasn't been playing. He hasn't been playing.
Okay, left back, Di Marco for Inter Milan has been sensational. He's got the best stats for left backs in the world. Is there anybody better than him at the moment?
Theo.
I was going to say Hernandez.
Theo Hernandez.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Centre backs. This one is a bit tough.
Maguire.
Rudiger and Saliba and Van Dijk.
And I would say De Ligt when he came in because
De Ligt.
No, fam. Saliba and
I'll put him in a conversation.
Saliba and Van Dijk, even though they're a similar type of player.
Central midfielders.
I think the Barcelona kid.
Kubasi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Central midfielders. I've got Pedri. I've got Gravenberch. Is there anybody else? Caicedo over Gravenberch.
Yes. I think let's look at this. Who's the best
Menu
or the best midfielder in the Premier League right now?
Okay.
Since we name our own players,
it's not even about that.
Okay. Right winger, Lamine Yamal, Bakayo Saka and Salah.
Yamal.
Lamine Yamal. Left winger, Vinicius, Lookman. Who else is a left winger that's been doing well? Rafinha is a 10.
But he plays more. So put him on the left.
Alejandro Garnacho.
Aye, come on.
No.
Rafinha.
Yeah.
Over Vinicius at the moment.
Yeah.
At number 10,
Cole Palmer.
Bruno.
over Musiala.
Yes.
Bruno.
Damn.
Cole Palmer.
That one is a tricky one.
Okay. And the striker, Gyökeres, Lewandowski, Kane.
Gyökeres.
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski.
That one is
way vote.
We don't know that league. What league is he playing?
Okay.
Liga Nos.
Close it on that then.
It's playing for Liga Nos.
We'll close it on that then. Thank you so much.
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah.
On the right side, are we gonna also? Why aren't you talking about
The best
Mason?
manager.
Who?
Mason.
Who?
Mason Greenwood.
My brother.
Let's not be controversial.
Hey, let's not be controversial.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to you guys for watching us.
Good, though.
And we hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll be back with what episode is coming after this? Episode 5. Ne?
Yeah.
Yes, we'll be back with episode 5. We hope you guys enjoyed this. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all those things. And we'll catch you next time.
And
Sayonara.
click on that notification bar.
Click likes, what, and subscribe
I
and
said
comment
that already.
and whatever you call it.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Deuces.